Hi everybody, Gert Louw from Cape Town. I had many requests from my followers on YouTube about intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting, it's one of those groupings, that people following the diets usually are so fanatic about it that anyone speaking out or up about anything negative about the diet that they follow usually results on an internet war, and I'm trying to stay away from these things. So anyway, but sometimes you just can't. So I have to speak out about what my stance is on this whole internet fasting thing. On this whole intermittent fasting thing. I've done it in the past with banting, and I didn't end well. But anyway, here goes. So guys, first, before you even get your guns out, I'm not against intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, there's a place for it, and it has been proven even by science that there's some real interesting positive aspects about intermittent fasting. In general, I'm just not supporting the idea for the casual user, and that is the bottom line. The casual guy, when he applies a tool that's usually used by a top athlete or people that really know what they're doing, then 9 out of the 10 times he's going to burn his fingers. Because the problem with intermittent fasting is it's one of those things that you can really screw up. It is so easy to screw it up, but when you do it right, you can get amazing results. The following is a quote from one of the people that I coach over the internet. My belief and my naturopath's belief is that intermittent fasting downgraded my metabolism, and thus now, going back to normal eating, my body thinks I'm getting too many calories for its new low needs, which results in adding fat. The reason why I'm hearing this a lot is that many people that do the intermittent fasting, they're not athletes that are competing. They don't go into all the detail on measuring their body regularly, looking at, did they gain fat, did they gain muscle, did they lose fat, did they lose muscle, what is their water level in their body, and all these things. So they're not that in touch with their bodies. And the moment that you're not that in touch with the body and you're applying a tool, the chances is you're going to really mess this up. Because only when you're really in touch with your body and you're measuring everything, would you know what the effect of that tool was on your body. So for the casual lifter, the casual bodybuilder, the dedication that he applies to intermittent fasting is not nearly on the level that is required to make intermittent fasting successful. There is some guys out there, I admit it, and it's not one or two, it's quite a few guys out there that are casual bodybuilders and they're applying the intermittent fasting thing and it works for them. But for every one guy that I come across that intermittent fasting has worked for, there's 9 guys out there that it hasn't worked for. So for every one guy out there, 9 guys failed. You cannot expect to use the tool that experts use and apply it casually and think it's going to work. For the non-competitive bodybuilder, intermittent fasting spells usually disaster, which means not much less fat, but quite a bit less of muscle, simply because intermittent fasting wasn't applied with the necessary dedication and body monitoring. When your body gets too little calories or sudden big change in the amount of calories that it gets in, then it goes into like a famine mode. The moment that your body hits this famine mode, you know what it tries to do? It tries to actually protect your current fats. And it would rather use your energy from different places in your body, like from your muscles or in your bloodstream, the glycogen and the glutamine and those kind of places. So the last that it's going to use for energy would be the actual fat storage. So what they'll find when your body hits a famine environment, which is usually when you do intermittent fasting, that sudden change in your diet structure would result the body to rather protect its fat storage and use your muscle energy for energy, which means eventually smaller muscles. And that is why a lot of people lose muscle size when they do intermittent fasting. Now, sure, many of these guys actually tells me, no, they haven't lost any muscle, and so on. I say, sorry, I disagree. If you went through the process of really applying the necessary measurements and body monitoring, and I'm talking here about fat calipers, tape measurements, and weighing scales, and you really determine whether you've actually lost muscle and actually lost fat and the percentage that you lost or gained, then you would see that 9 out of 10 times you lost actual muscle. And this is the last thing you want to happen to your body. Okay, let's look at some negative points of intermittent fasting. Number one, it interferes with your social aspects of eating badly. I mean, you can't go out, you can't do anything, you just don't eat. You're with your friends, everybody's eating, you can't eat. I'm sorry, but I think that's terrible. You're getting constantly hungry, you're unproductive and low on energy. And when you fast, when that fast is over, you usually binge very bad. Many people that do fastings got digestion issues. It's unclear what the impact on your heart is. Bottom line, it is not for everyone. There's potential long-term health consequences, especially for women. There's actual potential fat gain, and there's a very high risk for a lowered metabolism. This is not just what I say. This is what science and the medical profession is saying about it. But of course, there's some interesting benefits to intermittent fasting. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people are doing it. Some of these benefits include rejuvenation aspects regarding your cognitive abilities, your mental health, and even other aspects of your body. There's some good science behind it. So that is why I say I can't say it doesn't work. It's been proven it works, but it's just a very, very high risk undertaking for the casual user. But then, remember, in my previous video, I made this point very clear that there is many roads that leads to success. So there's not just one single definition and one single path that is the best path and that is going to lead to success for everyone. It doesn't work like that. We are too diverse as human beings for that to happen. So for some, intermittent fasting will be the solution, but for many other, it won't. And this video is where I just want to warn you, the casual user, that intermittent fasting is a dangerous tool. Rather take the road of proven and safe than throwing a dice with intermittent fasting. Now the system and what I'm preaching is all about for the over 40 guy. That's a casual lifter. It's not for the competing athlete. Okay, it's a family man, it's a guy that's got a life, he's got to work, he's got a little time to waste, and that kind of person, he needs to stay away from intermittent fasting seriously. He needs to have a structured lifestyle approach that can fit into all these requirements. The fact that it's over 40, the fact that he's got a family, the fact that he's got a job that takes a lot of his time. So if you're interested, contact me. I'll put up the link to my system, and I can get the ball rolling for you and provide you with the advanced system too. Everybody, cheers. Gert Louw from Cape Town, signing off. That really sucks.